So let's go back and hear Jovan talk about his neighbor having a cat pass.
I had a neighbor that had a funeral for their cat. A funeral. They didn't wrap that bitch up and throw it in the trash can. Motherfucker had a whole The mother had a whole funeral. I said, what? Why? Try to invite me like this.
So for some context, obviously, Jovan was invited to a neighbor's home to pay respect to a cat that had passed away. Now, I would say that his response is relatively ungrateful. But let's also not forget, this is the same person that spent how many hours pretending to care about BBJ, other pets in the community. But if only Jovan would have kept it there. Jovan, however, decides he is going to give some suggestions on how he would have handled this situation.
Well, did you spend money on that? You didn't just wrap that bitch in a bag and throw it in the trash can for free?
I'm going to warn you, after this point, it gets gross, right? It gets gross to the point perhaps it needs to be investigated. Because Jovan seemingly gets upset that the neighbor elected to have a funeral for their pet. Jovan claims he is going to ask the neighbor where the cat was buried because he wants to go dig it up and throw it away. As Jovan would say in his videos, roll it.
I damn near wanted to find out where he buried that cat so I can dig that cat up and throw it in the trash can myself. I'm gonna find out where that nigga buried that cat. I'm gonna ask him tomorrow. I'm gonna be like, yo, where did you bury that cat at anyway? Okay, cool. I'm gonna dig that put that bitch in a plastic bag and throw him in a goddamn trash can where he belongs.
Now, at this point, I'm sure you all are thinking, how could this get any worse? Well, believe it or not, it does. Because if all of that wasn't enough, Jovan continues to talk, citing he had an interaction with the cat that could have led to its passing, which he goes into great detail.
It died like a couple months later, but it jumped and scared the shit out of me, and I kicked the shit out of it. So how do that look, nigga? That's like going to a nigga funeral that you shot, one time. When you know what I mean? I can't go to that nigga funeral. Can't go to that goddamn cat funeral after I kicked it. That's up. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to be there. I know the cat didn't want me there. The cat probably looking like, who invited this nigga? Nigga kicked me a month ago, cuz.
So, to be clear, Jovan is so certain he hurt this animal that he would assume the cat would not want him present for the funeral. My question is, Jovan, does your neighbor know any of this took place? Did you maybe explain to anyone how you, as apparently a grown man, could have been so scared by a cat that you kicked it multiple times because it jumped? But those are questions, again, for you to answer, Jovan. I'm sure the community is going to ask you these things, but I want to close this in part with one of your favorite topics, hypocrisy, right? Because you love to pretend that I defend Mike Vick. It's one of your big rally cries, right? And again, I know that you do this very strategically. You feel that if you can post these things, right, people will turn against me. So I felt, Jovan, it would only be fitting if everyone heard how you felt directly from you about Mike Vick. Because I am so glad, Jovan, that you used your platform to make a statement to project how you feel. I want to close this by thanking two people. Inferno for posting these clips, and Bridge for going through, cultivating hours of nauseating content for me to put all this together.
Mike Vick and shit. God damn it. God damn. Mike Vick caught hell too. White people in it. Mike Vick, how dare you? Dare you kill those dogs? Jesus Christ. God damn. They were more mad at Mike Vick on killing dogs than Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer's okay, but that Mike Vick mother he got human hands in his that, okay? How could you breed these fucking pit bulls that nobody on earth wants? What are you talking about? Oh man, I swear.